In today's session, we will do another practical with our microbit device. So guys, let me share my screen. How to use the radio connection within this microbit device. Okay, so if you have a device, you can see that there is a small little antenna over here. So that's a 2.4 gigahertz antenna, which we can use to communicate with two or more microbit devices. Use our MakeCode application to communicate with other devices. Okay, so then shall we go to our working environment? Here in our blocks, there is a block called radio. So there are the radio blocks. So we have to use these radio blocks and we can make a program where we can communicate with one or more another microbit devices. Okay. So let me show you how we can communicate with another device. To do so, first you have to define a radio group. That means when you are transmitting with your radio, it is something broadcast. So that means once you try to communicate with radio, everyone can hear it. But we don't want that kind of situation, because we have to communicate only within a certain set of people or certain set of devices. So that what we can do is we can create a group, same as a set of students can group together and communicate only within the group. To do so, what you can do is you can go to this radio block and you can use this block called set radio group. So once you use this set radio group block, there is a number here. So once you click it, you can change the number by sliding this slider. So then once you set up the group, you can use radio send number block or radio send value block or radio send string block to send a certain set of data. So send number block. So if you want to send some value with a name, you can use this radio send value block. And if you want to send a string, you can use this send string block. So first I will show you how we can send a string. So before send a string, we have to set an event. So it will send the string once you do something. So that I can go to my inputs and let me use this button A pressed chord block, and then I go to radio and I use radio send string. And then I will type my text. Let me say, let's say we have to send hi to another device. So we can use radio and then send string. And then you have to type your string, which means a set of characters. Okay. Now once we press say, it should transmit the thing. And once you use this radio block, you can see there is another microbit device appeared in your screen. Okay, now when I press A, you can see my radio is radio antenna is blinking here, and that means it is transmitting, but you can't see such thing in your real device. But in this simulate environment, you can see my radio is blinking in my microbit. Then we have to set some blocks to receive the message. So you can go to radio here, and here we can see on radio received string. So we are sending a string, so we can drag it and drop it there. Then let's say I want to show the message in my LED matrix. So as usual, you can go here, and you can go to show string block, and you can drag and drop it here. Then if I play the thing and press A, you can see in my second microbit device, the certain word appears, which is hello. We sent hi, but it appears hello because we haven't modified this show string block. But once we send something and the second microbit device received it, it will trigger this on radio receive block, and that's why we are seeing this hello message. So I want to see what I have already sent, so that we can drag this small block here and we can drop it there. That means we can drag the received string. That means the string we have sent from the first microbit device, and we can drag it from here and we can put it there. And now it should appear as hi. So if I play it, then hi will be there. Okay, did you all get it? Did you all get it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we will check on other blocks as well. So let me use send number. And instead of on radio receive the string, I can go here and use this on radio received number, and I'll use show number block here and drag this and drop here, and I will use the number 5, then press A. The number 5 is appearing in the second microbit device. And guys, there's another important block here, which is input radio and this send value block. So here, what you can do is you can send a number with a name as well. So if I use my name as name 1 and use 0, and then if I go to another block, let me use this block, and if I press B, let me use A here, and I'll name this as B, then A should be 10 and B should be 20. Then if I use on received name and value block, you can receive the name and the value both together. Then if I use show string block, and I will show my name here, and again I'll use show number block, and you can use value block. Then if I press A, it's appearing A, which means our name, and A and 10, that means our number. So it will show both our name and the value. If I press B, it will appear as B and then the number 20. So assume you have to send multiple parameters with your radio communication. So what you can do is you can uh, use a logic block here, and you can use a comparison and say if you receive a, sorry, as a, uh, if you receive a as name, then you will show its value, and else if you receive b, uh, if you receive b, we have to show this kind of pattern. So we have to do two different tasks when we receive uh, a and b separately. So then if I press a, let me check, it shows the number which is a, the value of a. Then if I press b, it send the value and the name, but I only want to show this kind of pattern. So that like that you can send two different parameters with using this radio send value block here. Okay, did you all get it? Can you try to send some small string with your simulated environment? It will be much interesting if you have real devices. So if you have real devices, we can try something like sending some message with your friends. But so far we have to rely on the simulated environment. So can you please try this with your environment, and you can show it to me. You can send some string. Hello, and you can receive it from another device, and you can show the string. So this is a very simple task. So I'll give you 5 minutes. Can you please show it? Then we can go to some interesting activity. Can
I
you
did it.
guys? Okay. Can you please show it to us?
So it says where it is disabled.
Okay, I will turn it on. Now you can. Okay, very nice. Others, what about others? So once you did the task, you can raise your hand. Then you can share your screen. I'll give you 5 minutes. You can try it by yourself. And if you have any issue, you can ask me, or you can put it to the chat. Then I will help you. So this is the blocks you have to use. You can try it by yourself. Sorry. So if you did it, can you please show it to us? Guys, did you do the task? So Sahan, can you show it to us? Sahan, can you show it? Anyone else? So if you have any issue with the thing, you can ask me again and again. There's no issue with that.
So can you share the screen?
Yeah, I can. So guys, if you have done it, can you please share your screen so I can verify that it's okay? And
Sir, can you play that and can you show that?
okay, nice. Anyone else?
Sir, can I?
Okay, yes. Nice. Others? Okay, good. Okay, so hope you all get understand about radio communication. Uh, yes, you can share it. Nice. Mm. Okay, shall we go to the next task?
Okay, sir.
Okay, then we have learned very interesting things with our microbit device, but we did only very small things with small activities. Now, shall we go to some interesting task with the microbit device? So, if you have a real microbit device, you can implement this kind of thing in your home. So, guys, do you know about greenhouses? Guys, have you seen a greenhouse?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Uh, Greenhouse is a place where you can plant some plants, and then you can control its environment, and your plants can grow very well. So that's why we use greenhouses. We can control its temperature and its humidity, its light level, likewise. So this is a greenhouse. And guys, as we are tech guys, we are always try to implement some electronics with our greenhouse. So let's assume you have a greenhouse in your home, and it's in your garden, and you want to monitor its light level and the temperature. Okay, can you all see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is a greenhouse, and we are going to implement something with our greenhouse. So we want to measure our light level and the temperature, and then uh, we are too lazy, so we don't want to go to the greenhouse again and again and check whether it's up to the correct temperature and the light level. So what we want to do is we want to monitor it remotely. So we are staying our home with our comfort, and we will remotely check the temperature and the light level. So that we want two microbit devices. The first one will act as the sensor. So it will measure the temperature and it will measure the light level. Then it will communicate it wirelessly to the second microbit in our home. So it will act as the monitor. And I want to see the temperature and the light level in our
Excuse me,
greenhouse.
sir.
Yes.
Is there a limited distance?
Yeah, the distance is limited, and it is always limited with the power of the transmission. So because we are using a small power with our micro bit device, it will be limited, but it can be a sufficient range. Okay. Actually, I am not knowing the actual range of the transmission. Let me check and tell it to you at the end of the session. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So that there should be a limit in the range as well, and it's a very good question. And then what we want to do is we have to monitor the temperature and humidity of our greenhouse, and I want to press see it in the LED matrix. And once I press A, it should show the temperature, and when I press A again, the screen should toggle and show the light level. And again, when I press A, it should again toggle back to the temperature. Likewise, we have to use single button. That's a restriction I have implemented. And when I press A, it should show the temperature. And again, if I press the same button, it should show the light level. So that's the task I want to do. So we will do it, and rather than the other task, in this activity, you have to do it by yourself. So I will help you and I will guide you, and you can do the task. Okay, then so the first task, you have to set your radio group, and you have to read the light level and the temperature, and you have to transmit it with the name. So can you please do the thing? You have to use this name and value block to transmit it. I have showed you how to read your temperature and the light level, and you can send it via the radio communication. So you can complete the first. So this will be the task. Set your radio group. You can use whatever the number you want, and you have to read the light level and the temperature and transmit it repeatedly with a delay of 1000 milliseconds. So you can use either this forever loop, or you can use this here. If you use every millisecond, if you select let me type 1000 milliseconds, it will loop in every 1000 milliseconds. Okay, you can use either of this method. If you use the forever loop, you can use a pause here. Likewise, you can use those blocks, and let's try to do the first 3 tasks. So I will give you a couple of minutes. So if you finished it, you can raise your hand, then we can check what you have done. Okay. Did you all get it? Any questions?
No, sir, I have understood.
Okay. Then can you do it? Can you try it? Guys, තේරුණා නේද ඔක්කොටම? And guys, in this issue of the range, if you are using your maximum power, which is a strength of 7, so once we are transmitting radio communication, transmitting radio signal, the strength matters. So we can increase the strength of the radio communication by increasing its power. And when we are trying to transmit with the maximum power, if there is no other disturbance in the environment, you can reach as far as 70 meters. So it's a pretty much a good range, but it should be line of sight. So line of sight means you have to transmit in an environment where there is no obstacle between the devices. Okay. So Dimundu, can you show us the code? I'll stop my sharing. And so if you did the task, can you please show us?
Sir, I did it. Can I show it to you?
Sir, you are muted. Sir, you are muted.
So can you please show the code instead of the board? Okay, very nice.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, you have to do one other thing. I want to work it like this. So if I press button A once, it should show the temperature. Then I press the same button. Can you please shift the screen to the light level? So I want to use only a single button. So you can do the task as that. It's a little bit challenging, but I think
Okay,
you
sir.
will be able to do.
Okay, sir.
So Dumidu, I will first you can try it, then I will show the code. We will do like that. So it will be quite challenging, but it will improve your skills. So we have spent a little time on the activity. So I will do the first task for you. So what I want to do is I want to set the radio group and read the light level and temperature and transmit it with the name and a value.
Sir, I did it.
Okay, let's check. So you can share screen. Nice. So 21. So first you click the thing. Okay, 21. No, I want it like this. First you click the button A, then it will appear the temperature. Then it should clear the screen. Okay. Once we click the button A again, then it should show the light level.
Okay, sir.
ඒ කියන්නේ පළවෙනිට මොයා බටන් එක ඒ ඔබපුවාම වාට පෙන්වන්නේ ටෙම්පරේචර් එක. හරිනේ? ඊට පස්සේ ස්ක්‍රීන් එක ක්ලියර් වෙනවා. ඊට පස්සේ ආයෙ ඔයා බටන් එක ඉබුවොත් දෙවෙනි පාර වාට පෙන්වන්නේ ලයිට් ලෙවල් එක. පුළුවන්ද? You have to think and do it. You can try it. We'll see what will happen. And then for the first 3 tasks, I will show you how to do it. So here's how we can do it. First, I want to set my radio group. So I can go here and set my radio group as, let me use number 12. Then if I check my task again, what I want to do is I have to read the light level and temperature and transmit the value with a proper name. And we have to do it repeatedly with a delay of 1000 milliseconds. That means 1 second. So that I can go here and go to the loops, and here, as I'll show you, there is a loop which is called every. So I will use every 1000 milliseconds. So this loop will repeat every 1000 milliseconds. Then every 1000 milliseconds, what I want to do is I have to transmit the temperature and the light level, so that I can go to my radio block and I'll send the value, and I have to use 2 of these blocks, and I'll name the first one as R temp for the temperature, and I'll use RLL for the light level. Okay, then I can go to my inputs, and here we have light level and the temperature. So I think I have showed you in our session 3, I think. Then you can drag it and drop it here for the temperature. And again, I can go to inputs and I can drag and drop the light level. Did you all get it? Now it's sending the temperature and light level. Did you all get it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then you can do this, and I'll go to the next task as well. In the next task, I want to read this received value and save these values in 2 separate variables. So guys, that means when I send this value, the second microbit should read this value. so that you can use this on radio receive block. And I have taught you about the variables, I think. So variable is a place where you can temporarily save the values. So I want to use a logic block to identify these two values separately with using their name, and then it should be saved in two separate variables. Okay. Then we will go to our next task when you complete these two activities. So what you can do is you can set up the code blocks, and then you can show the entire blocks to me. So then I can verify whether you have done it correctly. Okay, did you all get it? I'll explain this in Sinhala as well. So what I want to do is මම මොකද්ද කරන්න ඕනේ කියන්නේ මෙතන දැන් මම ඉස්සෙල්ලාම රේඩියෝ ගෲප් එක හදලා ඊට පස්සේ values temperature එකයි light level එකයි send කරා. ඊළඟට මට වෙන්න ඕනේ you have to read the received values. ඔයාලා මේ අපි send කරපු values ටික receive කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒකට මම ඔයාලට කියලා දුන්නා block එකක් use කරලා කොහොමද receive කරන්න කියලා. ඊට පස්සේ එන values දැන් මෙතන අපි ගන්න values අපි එන්නේ එකක් temperature එක එනවා r temp කියන නමින් එනවා temperature එක rll කියන නමින් එනවා light level එකේ value එක. එතකොට ඔයාලා කරන්න ඕනේ variables දෙකක් හදලා ඒ variables දෙකට මේ values දෙක වෙන වෙනම දාලා මට පෙන්වන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට මේක කරලා ඔයාලා මට මේ සම්පූර්ණ code block මේ code blocks ටික පෙන්නන්න. එතන මම කියන්නම් හරිද කියලා. Did you all get it? Guys? තේරුණාද?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you have any issue, you can ask me, or if you can't understand what I'm saying, please let me know, then I can clarify it or I can explain it again to you. Okay? So I will give you 10 minutes. Then you can do it by yourself and show it to me.
Excuse me, sir. I have another program for
Sorry?
at 4 p.m. Can I leave?
Sorry,
I
I
have
couldn't
another
hear.
program. I have
Okay.
another program at 4 p.m. Can I leave?
Okay, sure.
Thank you, sir.
So guys, any progress? So I can check whether you have done it correctly. Anyone?
Can I share the screen?
Yeah, you can share. Okay, you have to, then you have to use a radio block. So far you have done it correctly. Then you have to use a radio block to receive the values I have sent.
Okay, sir.
So what's the radio block you want to use? Can you answer? Can you please? Yeah, go to that block and you have to use, what's the block you want to use?
Mm,
On radio,
this one.
on
This
radio,
one.
Oh yes, on radio receive, and you have to use the block with the name and the value. The value, the block below to the block you have selected. The second one. Yes,
Okay, sir.
that's the block you have to use. Okay.
Okay, sir.
In that, then you have to create a variable as well. So I'll show you how to create a variable. So if you go to, so you have use this block, and then you have to have two separate variables to save the temperature and value which you will receive. So you can go to this variable block and you can make a variable by clicking make a variable button here. So now to save the temperature, I will use a variable called temp new, and to save the light level, I use a variable called LL new. So these names are according to your preferences. You can use any name you want. Then guys, I want to save, I want to change the value of the variable according to the value I have received. So if I want to change the value in the variable, I can use this set block. So I can drag it here, and if I want to change the name, it should be it can be selected from this drop down box, and then I can change the value according to the value I have received. Before that, because we are sending two different values, what I want to do is I want to identify which is the temperature and which is the light level. So that I want to use a logic block here, and most probably it should be the if else block. So you can use if block, and then you can use this comparison with it, and you can compare the name you are receiving with what you have given to your name. You can compare it, then you can put the variables to the corresponding variable. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් ඔයා name වර්තන send කරන්නේ name එක්කුයි value එක්කුයිනේ. එතකොට you will receive both name and a value. එතකොට මට ඕනේ temperature එකට අදාළ variable එකට දාන්න, light level එකට අදාළ variable එකට දාන්න. එතකොට මට මෙන්න values මොකද්ද temperature එක මොකද්ද light level එක කියලා වෙන් කරලා අඳුර ගන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට මට පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන් මේ logic block එකක්. logic block එකේ මම compare කරන නමත් එක්ක මේ අපි දීලා තියෙන නම. ඒකලා මට ඒක ඊට පස්සේ අදාළ variable එකට දාන්න පුළුවන්. So can you please try it and let me check when you did it. So I will give another couple of minutes. So if someone can share it, you can raise your hand, then you can share it, and let's check whether you can do the task. තේරුණා නේද ඒක? තේරුණාද? Did you understand? Or should I explain it again? Guys, තේරුණාද?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So guys, this is something something we have to do when we are doing the real programming. So always the programming is something challenging. So you have to use your brain, and you have to think, and you have to find a way to do it. So I have taught you a couple of components here, a couple of basic ideas, how to use a logic block, how to send a value, what is a variable. So I have taught you those concepts. So now what you have to do is use those concepts and achieve the task. That's how write a good program or optimized program to achieve a certain task. So in one task to another task, but the concept will be the same. So what you have to do is you have to use those concepts and achieve the task. So I'll give you some time, and then you can do the task, or at least try it, and then you can show it. If it is correct, or if there's any fault, I can correct you.
Sir, where do we put the variable block?
Sorry?
Where do we put the variable block?
So variable block is here. You can create a variable by clicking make a variable. So guys, as I explained in previous sessions, variable is something temporary place where we can hold a value. So according to our task, the variables may change. The number of variables may change, and if you are going to do programming in some other programming language, there may be variable types, so that you have to make your own variables for your program. So because of that, you have to use this make variable button, and you can name the variable and you can use it. So variable has two components, which is name and a value. First you have to name the variable, and then you can use that name to change the value. Did you get it?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Guys, did you do it? What about the progress? Can anyone share his screen? No matter if it is wrong, I want at least trying the task. Okay. Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So what about the progress? So can you share your screen so we can do it together? Some volunteer.
So can you put the activity?
Yeah. Okay. Someone has shared. Okay. Very nice. Now you have create a variable for to save the temperature. Now, what you can do is you can compare whether you have received the etemp or I have changed the name in here etemp to rtemp. You can use whatever you want. There's no issue with that. Rtemp. Okay, very nice. Then what you are going to do is you have to check whether you have received rtemp or RLL. So now first you can compare your name with rtemp. Yes, you can type it. Very nice. Good. Very good. Then yes, you have user set block as well. Now temp will be the value which you have received, which means the temperature. Then can you please click the plus sign below the logic block and click the plus sign again and remove the yes. Now okay, good. Then you can use another comparison block. Then again we are going to do the same comparison. Nice. Then you have to compare the name with RLL, and again for the next one you can set the next variable. Now you have to compare the name again. Instead of value, you can compare the name. Okay, compare the name with the second name, which is RLL. And again, yeah, RLL. Another variable to save the light level. Nice. That's what I want to do. Very good. So can you please, can others also do the same task? That's what I want to do. That's how we can use the logic block to separate these variables, separate the received values and save it in a separate variables. Okay, so this is the tab. So what we did was we compare the name and it will be rtemp. And if I receive a temp, I'll set my temp new as this, and else if my name is RLL, I'll set the variable LL new as the new value. So that's what I want to do. So it's very good. You can do it. So can others also do the same task so that we can go to the next activity and we can create the display. Can you all do it, guys?
Okay.
Sir,
Okay, you can try this one. Then we can try the next activity, next part of the activity.
what do we have to do now?
Yes, you can do the same thing, and then we can go to the next part of the activity, which is showing the temperature and the light level values in
I
our
did that, sir.
Okay, can you show it to me?
Okay, sir.
So you can share the screen.
Wait a second.
Okay, no worries. So can you please show us the code as well? We can see only the boards. Okay, nice. Very good.
Thank you.
Okay, so others also can do the task. Meanwhile, I'll show you the next part of the task as well. In the next task, what I want to do is, as I mentioned, you have to show the values. First, you have to press A. So what I want to do is, once you press A, it should show the temperature. Then if you press the same button, then only it should show the light level. That means while ඉස්සෙල්ලාම button එක ඔබපුවාම මට පෙන්වන්න ඕනේ ඔයාලා මෙතන receive කරගත්ත ඉස්සෙල්ලාම button එක button A ඔබපුවාම ඔයා පෙන්වන්න ඕනේ ඉස්සෙල්ලාම temperature එක. Then again if you press the button A, then it should shift to light level. Likewise, you have to press the same button, but it show temperature and light level by toggling the screen. එකපාරක් ඔපුවාම light level එක, ඊළඟ පාර ඔපුවාම temperature එක. ඒ විදිහට මාරු වෙවි පෙන්වන්න ඕනේ. පුළුවන්ද? So there's a hint there. When button is pressed, the display should toggle and show either temperature or light level. And there's a hint below. You can use a separate variable to identify what should display next. You can වට variable එක පාවිච්චි කරලා පුළුවන් මේ වගේ task එකක් handle කරගන්න. So it is a little bit challenging. So I believe you can do it. So can you please try it as well? This is the task. I think you can copy it or something. Then I will share my screen again to the code blocks, and you can, if someone has missed the previous task, they can copy the same thing and come up to the same page. So this is what we have so far. Then I will give you some minutes. You can try the next task as well. Did you understand the task, the last task? අන්තිම task එක තේරුණාද?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can try it. Any progress? Or any issue with you? So I will give you a little hint. You can use a variable, let's say mode. And because you have to press button A, you can use this on button A. And what you can do is once you press the button A, you can change the variable from this mode variable from 0 to 1. And then again, if you press the button A, you can if the variable is 0, you can press shift it to 1. Likewise, you can toggle the variable. So if the variable is 0, it should change to 1. If the variable is 1, it should change to 0. Likewise, you can toggle the variable, and according to the variable, you can show either temperature or the light level. So that's the way that you can do it. So can you please try it? It's something you have to try by yourself. If I teach it, there's no value with it. So this is the task, and this is the blocks so far. Are there anyone who can share the screen with some progress? Anybody? Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So because we have a very limited time, you have to do it a little bit quickly. Let's have some 2 minutes and then check your task, and then I will show you how to do it. Guys, are there anyone who did the task? Anybody? Karo inno di screen එක share කරලා පෙන්වන්න පුළුවන්. Sahan, did you do the task? So at least try it. Okay, you have to use the input. Use the input and then have a secondary variable. Okay, I'll show it to you. No issue. I'll show it how to do the required task. So guys, as I mentioned, we have to have a separate variable, which is here I have used a new variable called mod. Okay, now I have the variable and I have to use the argmin a. Then initially on start, I'll set my mod variable to 0. Okay, now my mod variable is 0. Then if I press button A, what I want to do is I will use a logic block again. I'll drag and drop my logic block and I will compare it with the I'll use the comparison block here and I'll compare the mod with, sorry, I'll compare the mod with 0. In the very beginning, because I have set my mod to 0, it will be true. Then it will execute. My logic block will be executed. If so, I will show the temperature. So I will use a show number block. Before that, I will show a string called temp for temperature. And if I button press A, if my mod is 0, I will show the string temp and I will show the number, and the number should be the temperature. So we have previously created a variable called temp new, and it's the place where I saved my temperature value so that I can go to my variable and I can drag the temp new. So it will show the temperature. Then once I show all these things, I will toggle my mode to 1. So once all these things have appeared, it will toggle to 1, or it will change its value to 1. Then I will compare the value of the mod with 1. If my mod is 1, I can show the light level. First, I'll use this kind of block with show string block, and I'll say L for light level. And then I'll show number. The number should be the light level. I will go here light level. And again, I will toggle back to 0. Variable, set my mode to 0. So guys, if I explain so first I will run it. So if I press A, it will show the temperature. And again, if I press A, it will show the light level. Because this is our sensor, I can change it. Okay, I can change the light level as well. And the light level also changing. So it's little bit, you have to think a little to understand this. So I will explain it to you. So here what's happening here is first we are using a variable called mode. And at the very beginning, I'll set it 0. Then if we run the program at the very first time, the mode value in the mode variable is 0. Then if I press button A, what happens is I compare whether my mode is 0 or 1. So if my mode is 0, I think now I should display the temperature. If my mode is 1, I think now I should display light level. So I'll compare it, and first at the very first the mode is 0, so it will show the temp as a string, and it will show the temperature. And the most important part here is at the end of this code, I'll set my mode to 1. Then in the next time when I press button A, it will be 1, because at the end of the mode 0, I have changed my mode to 1. So in the next time when I compare the mode, it will go to this block. And in this block, what I'm going to do is I will show this string LL for light level, and then I will show the number, and I will show the value related to light level. Then again, I'll send my mode to 0. And if I press A once again, now it will compare the mode. And because we have set the mode to 0, it will go to the first block where the string is temperature is there, and it will show the temperature. Did you all get it, or should I explain it again? Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can try it by yourself. I put the codes in the screen, and let's check whether it's working with you. Although it's a little bit complex to understand, actually it's not complex to understand. You have to think a little bit, and then you can do the task. Let's try it very quickly and check whether it's working with you. Any issue with you, or should I explain it to you? Did you all get it? If anybody have any question, you can put it into the chat, or you can ask it directly, and there's no restriction. I can explain it again and again until you can understand. Are we all good with what we have done? Just Tanuja, you can show your screen. Okay, very nice. Can you show it with the running code, running blocks? Okay. First it's temperature. Then it's light level. Nice. Anyone else? So Tanuja, code is rise and code is okay working. But one thing you can do is first you can set your initial mode to 0. So let me show you. So first you can set your mode to 0. That's a good practice, because by any chance if the mode is shifted to another value, your code will not run properly. So there's in this program there's no much effect with that, but it's very good if you can set your mode to 0 at the very beginning. Otherwise it will be a little bit ambiguous.
Sir, can you see the screen?
Yeah, I can see it. Can you run? Okay, good. Press A. No, can you please show your code for me? Yeah. Yes, you have done the task, but there's a little difference in that, because I want to use the same button to show the both of the values. So you have used button A and button B, but I want to use the same value. So what you can do is you can compare the mod, and in the second block it should be 0. Yeah. Uh, no. Yes. Can you please change that 1 to 0? No. What you can do is, yeah, change that to 1. Okay. No. 1. Okay, good. Yes, you can run it. Let's check. Okay. Temperature, press the button A again. Okay, yes. Okay, good. Anyone else? Shall we run it? Okay, good. Light level 1 to 8. Nice. Others? What about others? So this is the code I have used so far. Anybody else? Or if you have any question, you can ask. So guys, because it's near to 5 o'clock, I'll show you what I will going to do in the next session. Uh, so in the next session, I'll teach you about the arrays. So if you have any spare time, you can play with it and get an understanding how to use arrays and what's an array. Otherwise, I will teach it in your next session. And guys, I will do an important thing in the next session, which is I will use another program to simulate the microbit. So guys, I will use, can you all see my screen? Can you all see my browser?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll use this Autodesk Tinkercad program because there is no capability in this MakeCode simulator to simulate the pins and wirings and using any other electronics. I'll use this Tinkercad program. So what you can do is you can create an account or you can log as a student. I'll show you how you can do it. So you can go to this tinkercad.com. So I put it in the description. I'll use the Tinkercad program and you can click join now and you can I think you can sign in as a student account and you can use your Google account and log it. So if you don't have a Google account, you can create one and with your Google account, you can log it into the Tinkercad. I will explain this in the next section as well. But it's better if you can try it before the class. And once you're in this this page, you can use this circuit button here. So we want to create a circuit. So you can go to circuits and you can create new circuit. And you can simulate with the electronics as well. And here we have microbit as well here. And we can simulate in this environment as well. So because the incapability of this MakeCode to simulate electronics, I'll use this Tinkercad program. So you can go to this www.tinkercad.com and check it's okay with you. If you have any issue with the program, we can solve it in the next session. Before that, it's better if you can create a Google account and then you will be able to log into this Tinkercad. Did you all get it? Any issues?
No, sir.
Okay, you can try it. Then anybody to share your work? And guys, you can create your own programs as well, so that you can demonstrate it to your groups and we can discuss what you have done and what you have achieved. You can do your own designs, you can create your own programs with microbit, and you can share it in our next session. Okay, I hope you all are creative and you can do amazing things with microbit. And because I have a power cut, guys, I will wind up the session a little bit earlier. So if you have any thing to show me, you can show you now. You can show it now if you did the task. Otherwise, we can wind up the session. Are we all good with that? Okay, we can check on your task. Nice. Anyone else? So if you have any question, you can ask. Are we all good with what we have learned today? Any questions? Do we have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
So then, shall we wind up the session right now?